In this segment, we're going to talk about irrigation controllers. So how do these things work?
Well, they're actually fairly simple. Here's one here where the first thing you would do with a new controller setup is set up the day, hour, and the minute. So you've got the proper day of the week and the proper time set up in the controller. And then the next thing you would want to do is set up the days of the week that the irrigation can run. And most controllers we would probably want to set up in a custom type of schedule for day of the week water restrictions. So for example, on this controller, as I cycle through the days, you can see Monday is up and it's scheduled for irrigation. It says on. Tuesday is off. Wednesday is off. Thursday is on. Friday is off. Saturday is off. And Sunday is off. And the next thing on this controller is the watering time per station, or sometimes we call that zone. And not every controller is going to look like this, but they will all have these capabilities. That is, setting the day of the week, setting the runtime per zone or station, and also setting the program start times, which we'll get to in a minute. So on this controller, if we go to, this is a 6-zone controller. You can see 1 through 6 here. If we go to zone 1, you can see it's set up for 30 minutes. Zone 2 is for 20 minutes. Zone 3 is 60 minutes. Zone 4 is 20 minutes. And then 5 is 0 and 6 is 0. So although this is a 6-zone controller, only 4 zones are utilized. And those minutes are going to vary depending on the type of equipment and the time of year that the irrigation system is programmed to run. The next thing to set is the program start times. You can see that this controller has 3 possible start times, 1, 2, and 3 here. And the first one has the controller starting at 6:30 a.m. The second one, there's no start time programmed. You see the blank screen. And then the third one, blank screen, so no program start time.
So why would you have more than one program start time?
For landscape establishment, possibly you would have more than one start time to have, in a new landscape, frequent but short irrigation events. If there's a site that has, for example, runoff problems, then you may want more than one start time to get enough water down without it running off. Or in some cases, in some areas, there are limitations to how long you can irrigate. So if you needed, for example, 60 minutes on a particular zone, then if you could not get that in one cycle, then you could do that in another cycle or another start time.
And what days of the week would you irrigate on?
Well, this controller, as I showed, was programmed for 2 days of a week, and that coincides with water restrictions in many municipalities, but some municipalities have 1-day water restrictions and some have 3-day water restrictions. So I would say look to your local municipality or water management district for those restrictions and set your clock accordingly. Usually it's on an odd-even address basis.
So when the controller turns on, how does it actually turn on the irrigation?
How does this thing make water come out? Right. Well, when it's the day and the time for an irrigation cycle to start or a program to start, then a signal is sent from the controller out to solenoid valves somewhere in the yard. And here we have solenoid valves in this demonstration unit for an example. And the way it works is it starts on the first zone or station, and then after that one's done running, it goes to the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on until all the stations are complete. And this one, I can show you an example on this demonstration unit where the solenoid, this light indicates that a signal is being sent from the controller to this solenoid valve. So now it's open and water would be coming out. And then when the cycle's done, that one shuts down, and then the next zone or solenoid valve starts up.